Ladies and gentlemen, Kim here. Welcome to the daily update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. Market is down about 0.4% there. On the S&P 0.6%, semiconductor 0.5%, Dow pretty much flat. Russell 2000 transport, banks, energy, biotech, healthcare, home builders, utilities, retail, emerging market, every sectors are red today. Bitcoin up, gold, silver miners are up slightly, up, dollar up, oil up, treasury bond down. The rates are flat. VIX popped a little bit there. Let's stick with S&P 500 ETF. Spider! 65-minute chart. Here's so this is what we closed yesterday. It looks like we actually gapped down this morning here. And I think this down gap sort of crushed buyers, short-term buyers' dream. They wanted to see that follow through. You know what I'm saying? After that big up gap here, and go ahead and fill this down gap at 15 or so. Instead, we gap down underneath the micro-term moving average. Right, this is the micro-term moving average right there. That micro-term moving average that did act as support yesterday all throughout. It looks like this micro-term is now acting as resistance, as you can see on that 5th hour. Market trying to get up there, hit that micro-term, and came right back down. With a little bit of shooting star candles, can we say that these two little guys could potentially see any kind of continuation to the downside? We do see that we got the short-term moving average there, we got the mid-term moving average there, and the long-term. So all of these moving averages should provide support, and we cannot rely on just some of those tails, because we did see some tails right here, and that was last week. And some of those tails didn't really support the bearish cause. So at this point, nobody knows exactly how things are gonna pan out in the morning. But what is gonna be important though is how this market is gonna play in the first couple of hours. Let's say, you know, a lot of people thought this was a bear flag, right? Similar to this. And a lot of people expecting it to go down. It did the opposite by gapping up. Could this be sort of a bear flag that a lot of people are looking for? If we do see a gap up, right? Maybe another up gap, and maybe gapping up above this down gap here. So if he gaps up about 413, that's gonna be another island up gap. I think that's unlikely, but let's say if we do see another island on top of what we already have here, that's gonna be very strong bullish signal. But I think if we do see to the upside, if we go up and fill this gap, probably that gap level is going to act as resistance. Let's say we see a follow, or we see a continuation to the downside after a down gap today. I bet some of these levels are going to provide some support there. And also that 408, that island gap area, that's also. So obviously bulls do need to make sure to protect this island gap. And I think there's a good chance bulls can possibly make some traction to the upside. Let's check out that oscillator. Well, the oscillator is rolling over. As you can see here, this rollover looks similar to this. Only difference is we're not seeing some big red bars like before. We're just kind of grinding here. But we may still see the big red bars, right? Because we grounded somewhere here, or some grinding here. Not oversold at all. We're in the middle of nowhere here while the oscillator is rolling over. So the oscillator continues to favor the sellers. And last time, market did find support somewhere in this vicinity. So that looks like we might have another day or two of a rollover, unless we see, it's a short-term, mid-term, and long-term acting as support, and this thing quickly getting back up. If this thing does get back, let's say this oscillator like crosses up like in this area, in this vicinity, right? That's usually a bullish signal. So you can see, I'll give you an example here. So you can see Market goes up, we pull back. There's long-term moving average acting as a resistance. You can see right here and even here how it doesn't come all the way down to the bottom of its band, but it, like, you know, it reverses back up. It crosses back up prematurely instead of hitting the oversold. It kind of not even able to get there, right? So that's usually a bullish signal, and you can see we did see that bullish pressure came about after this thing crossing, right? Not at the bottom of its band, but in the middle of it. So like if this thing crosses up at the middle of this band, especially when we have the island gap open and all these moving averages are still underneath it, that's gonna be support. That's gonna support a lot of the bullish case there. I'm gonna come back for you. We'll reassess the situation. Enjoy your evening. Go train tomorrow.